If your child has autism or struggles with speech, tics, stimming, meltdowns, or a laundry list of mystery symptoms, you are probably exhausted. You've done the therapies, you've tried the diets, you've followed the protocols, and yet something in you knows this isn't just autism. This was me a few years ago. I had no medical background, just a mother's instincts, a lot of tears, and a prayer life that kept me on my knees. What changed everything for us was discovering something called MTHFR. It is not a trend. It is not a buzzword. It is a genetic key that unlocked a deeper understanding of both of my daughter's symptoms and gave us real lasting hope. So today, I'm going to break it down in simple terms, share how it affected our family, and walk you through what to do next if this is resonating with you. Let's dive in. So, MTHFR is a gene. It is responsible for something called methylation, which is just a fancy word for how your body turns nutrients into usable fuel. Everybody on Earth has it. Think of it like a spark plug. It helps your body detox, absorb B vitamins, create neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, and regulate inflammation. But here's the kicker. A large percentage, upwards of 80% of the population, has a mutation in this gene. That mutation makes it harder for your child or your body to do essential functions like detox heavy metals, especially aluminum and mercury, process synthetic folic acid, which is added to most cereals, vitamins, and breads, make neurotransmitters that support speech, mood, and focus, absorb B12, B6, and magnesium, all of which are critical for brain function. Clear out environmental toxins like pesticides, microplastics, fragrances, and mold. And all of that affects behavior. It affects speech, sleep, development, even gut health. So when your child has this gene mutation and is exposed to things that their body can't process, it shows up like regression, sensory issues, explosive meltdowns, tics, stimming, anxiety, even nonverbal periods. This doesn't mean that MTHFR causes autism, but it often will make the symptoms worse. Guaranteed will make the symptoms worse. And if we support the body properly, we can reduce those symptoms naturally. So let me walk you through some real signs I saw before I even knew about MTHFR. Both of my daughters with autism had the stork bite, kind of a V shape that's red on their forehead as newborns. My oldest screamed constantly from the time that she was born, from the time they gave her her first vaccines after birth. She reacted to the multivitamins that I would eat because I was nursing and turned red after eating the cereal that the doctors told me to add to the breast milk. Bad advice, but I didn't know what I didn't know. My middle daughter, her speech ended up having some reversions. She developed stimming and regression in her mobility. Both of them got to where they couldn't tolerate certain sounds or textures or foods that they had eaten for years. All of a sudden became picky eaters. And the pediatrician told me this was normal, but it was not. When I finally learned about MTHFR, I got everybody tested. It is a simple cheek swab that comes in the mail. You swab and you mail it off. And we found out that my youngest, who even though didn't have autism, carried the C677T homozygous mutation, which is the worst combination. She was only able to absorb 20% of the nutrients that she consumed. And if out of those things, she wasn't being given the methylated variation of it, she was essentially starving to death. Her teeth were starting to rot out of her head. That's a really big indicator. And her toenails began falling off. She was having major GI issues and severe constipation, all of which were red flags. We started with just 3 simple steps. We removed all synthetic folic acid from their foods and their vitamins. We switched to methylated B vitamins, the kind their bodies could actually use, and we began to focus on gut support, detox, and mineral supplementation. Within just a few weeks, the stemming slowed. The aggression dropped. Their sleep improved. I am not claiming a miracle cure, but I will say this. They are both talking, laughing, learning, healing, and we're not having to spend thousands of dollars on protocols or 12 supplements a day, and just small changes that align with how God designed their bodies to function. If you're just now learning about MTHFR, here is what I wish someone had told me at the beginning. Step 1, real simple. Stop synthetic folic acid. It is everywhere. It is in breads, cereals, kids' vitamins, prenatals, pretty much all processed snacks. And for kids with MTHFR, it builds up instead of getting used and can block natural folate from doing its job. Simple fix is to just begin reading labels. If it says folic acid, swap it with something else. If it says folate or methylfolate, you're good. Step 2 would be to download my free folic acid swap list. I created this PDF specifically for you, so you don't have to overthink it. It shows you exactly what to avoid, what to choose instead, organized by product type. It is free, it is busy mama proof, and it's linked below. Step 3 would be to watch my MTHFR webinar. If you want to go deeper in your understanding of how this affects speech, mood, gut health, hormones, and behavior, and how to support it naturally, I explain it all in plain English in this free class. I also talk about how to test for MTHFR affordably with options you can order yourself, no doctor or insurance needed. 4 would be to support detox and gut health. Most of our kids aren't broken, their bodies are just overloaded. So simple things like Epsom salt baths twice a week, focusing on magnesium glycinate, clean water without the heavy metals and the fluoride, minerals, filtered air for allergens and mold spores can do wonders for these kiddos. A great first probiotic plus magnesium glycinate alone is going to create an amazing calm in your child's body. You are going to be blown away, I promise. And finally, the last step would be to invite the Lord in to your motherhood. This is heavy, I know, but you are not carrying this alone. God is not surprised by your child's needs, and He placed you as their mother on purpose. He gives wisdom generously. I have seen Him guide me every single next step, and I know He will do it for you too. You do not need to become a geneticist to start helping your child. You don't need a doctor or a naturopath. You don't need 20 supplements. You just need to start supporting what's been overwhelmed and remove what's blocking their healing. This is not about blame. This is to give you hope. We serve a God that heals, and He has designed our bodies to heal too. I am still on this journey. At the day of this recording, my girls are 7, 9, and 11 in a couple of weeks. But I have seen enough to know kids can regain speech. They can regain mobility. Tics and stemming can fade. Meltdowns can soften. Sleep, energy, learning, joy, they can all return. And it starts with understanding what no one told you, MTHFR. And it starts with understanding what no one has told you, that MTHFR might be the key. So download my free folic acid swap list below and watch the free Understanding MTHFR webinar for moms, all linked below for your convenience. And drop me a comment. Let me know, what was your biggest takeaway? And feel free to ask questions. I personally respond, and I would be so honored to walk this road with you. We'll see you on the next video.